Welcome to the Sencerely podcast with Mr. Sencere and friends.
Yeah, so let's talk about the generational divide, old versus young. So the war ain't just between men and women, it's also between generations. It's the old heads say the young folks are lost, the young ones say the old heads failed them. Who's right? Let's talk about respect and wisdom, excuse me. Why don't young people listen to elders anymore?
I think the reason for that is I think when you're an elder, you always look at a younger generation as a kid. And I think for us, we don't want to be put in that light. Yes, we are younger. Yes, we might be your sons, your daughters, whatever the case may be, but we're also still adults. And we're the next ones taking the throne. Like that's the big thing. We're carrying the torch next. It's like allow us to be the men and women that you know that we are going to be. Allow us to look at us in a different light and not just say, you're younger, you need to respect me, you need to follow my rules. A lot of things are changing, especially with technology.
So is it not the message itself? It sounds like it's more the delivery.
It could be, and definitely could be more the delivery, but you also got to look at how a lot of young men and women grew up. A lot of us grew up without parents, well, fathers in our lives. So, single parent households, a lot of people, especially when it comes to young men, don't know how to control their emotions because they were never taught that. So when you have a man that comes into your life that's never really been there while you were growing up, you look at it as a threat.
Hmm.
You have to take the next step to realize, is it a threat or are they just trying to teach us something that we never seen and it's uncomfortable? Younger generations don't like being uncomfortable because it's something that they're not used to. And they don't know how to address it properly because they've never been taught those things.
One thing is like when you said generational divide, I heard a guy say one time, he was in the barbershop telling young dude this, and this. And the young guy says to him, "Oh, gee, you playing by a rule book of a game we don't play no more."
Mm.
You know? And he was like, "And you telling me all how to do my life." So I said, "Look at you. You ain't got all these things you want me to get." So the whole term respect, age doesn't necessarily give you respect, earn respect in young people anymore. And once again, the materialistic thing in our community, especially, if you don't have a Benz and a watch, so and so, they think, well, you just Jim. Why listen? You ain't got nothing. They don't respect wisdom because they don't see many wise people that they consider wise.
So saying that, is it possible that two things are occurring at once?
Absolutely.
To your perspective
Mm-hmm.
or your point that you made, young people don't like to feel uncomfortable. They look at when an older gentleman comes and try to give them some game, give them some pointers, right? They feel threatened by that.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, can it be that being an elder, we suffer from back in the day mentality? We're out of touch. Could that be possible?
I think it could, but to me, certain wisdom doesn't change.
Accurate. That's accurate.
Knowledge changes. Scenarios change. Get up, go to work, be directed, make your word your bond. Those type things are timeless. Like the brother said here, when you're allowed at home to do whatever you want to do, there's no rules for you. And you come in the street, and I'm telling you, there's rules. I can go home and do what I want to do. Your rules don't matter to me.
Mm.
And by the time he's old to see, I should have did so and so and so. Shoulda, coulda, woulda kick in. And then he's this no good F boy, fuck boy. These women say, I respect nigga, he can't do nothing. Well, my students tell me, I said, how many of y'all mothers make the girls do everything? I got to clean this room, I got to cook, and so. I'm teaching seniors in high school.
Mm.
Several of my girls got good grades, got a job, do everything at home. The boy play video games, fail, and mom buy him what he wants.
Mm.
So when he comes, he doesn't think rules apply to him.
Right.
Whereas the girl's like, I see you weak. So when the old man tries to tell him, so old him tell me you have these type of standards for yourself, he just plays it off. He has no basis to judge it.
Well, look at it from a different perspective. The reason why that young girl is that way, because she's being indoctrinated by the same philosophy that his mom operates.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So she understands that. She knows how to manipulate him, that man, before he's even has a chance to understand that he's been manipulated.
Husband, son.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's talk about no fathers, no guidance. What do we expect them to learn if they don't have any of that in their household?
How to be fuckboys. They all rappers. They all gonna be producers. I make beats. Then, as far as going to work, they really work is something that's for suckers. You know, I'm like, hold on, you calling your mama a sucker? I see the sis work. You got 2 jobs. She holding it down. Got a new camera. She got to pay all the bills. So and so. He doesn't see her and say, "I'm gonna do what she does," because she don't make him do it.
Right.
Now the daughter can do it. That's what they don't respect, man. Because I said, "Are you respectable, man? You lie. You're not dependable. You don't do anything for yourself. Who would want somebody that you're a child? You're 18-year-old, 6-year-old.
Yeah. So would you say moms in those situations that try to raise boys into men, maybe their perspective is that they're protecting their son, but they're protecting and contributing to his demise at the same time?
Absolutely. I think as mothers, you want to protect, you want to nurture, you want to make sure that they're safe. But the challenge is when they turn 18 and they get out into the real world, you're not preparing them for what they're going to actually get as a
Right.
man. They're not going to look at things the same way as they do as a woman. It is what it is. But I think that's the biggest challenge. And I had that challenge when I was with my mom. Went off to college, did things on my own. It was cool, but real world hit me. And because I wasn't prepared for it, thankfully I had my uncle,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't prepared for what she taught me.
Right.
So I think the challenge when it comes to younger generation, because they didn't have a man in the household growing up, when you try to teach them things or when you try to say things at an older age for them, they're just like, well, where were you when I was younger? So it's one of those.
To their father. Where were you when I was?
Exactly.
Okay.
Or just men in general, because like I said, a lot of kids don't really grow up with like mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that being from a single parent home, being raised by your mother, and while you had your uncle in your life, your father was absent, would it be safe to say or fair to say that your upbringing was 100% fueled by her trauma, specifically with your father?
Absolutely. But it takes you have to take a step back, especially as a kid. You have to really look at the situation for what it is. You were brought into this world. You weren't asked to be here. But the challenge with that is a lot of kids aren't taking that next step, or they don't have a man in their life to say, hey, look at things a different way. Yeah, you might look at your father as the problem, but do you know his story? Why wasn't he here?
Well, I think also the sisters, I feel so bad for them because to ask someone to come out of their true nature,
Mm-hmm.
if she's truly a nurturer, to have her click his heels when he needs it, knock him upside the head when he needs it, hug him when he needs it, for her to do, especially as he gets bigger than her, for her to really get in his face, I can't put him in the street, was a father, outside, you want to do no, get out, so and so. To ask her to go against her true nature is very difficult. And when she has no counterbalance, it really puts an extra burden on her. So it makes the sister's weight burden so heavy. It's easy. Okay, look, man, I tried, bro. Look, you bigger, you got all that so and so. Daddy ain't shit, so and so and so. Like when he does meet his father, a lot of guys I've mentored in my life, I said, man, describe your father to me. I said, young man, that sounds like somebody we know, don't it? I hate him. I said, I didn't say you didn't hate him. It sounds like somebody we know. You lie, you're always angry, you're violent, you don't tell the truth, you don't depend nobody to depend on you.
Mm-hmm.
How can I be like somebody I've never even met before? It's called DNA, brother. You gotta understand
Do you
something.
think it's DNA, or do you think that his upbringing
I think it's a
allowed
little bit
him
of
to
both. A
manifest
little bit
into
of both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I know I had a conversation with my father, and I realized I'm a lot more like him than I might have thought.
that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Just seeing some of the things I went through, or especially now that I have a kid, having conversation with him like, hey, what happened with y'all two?
Right.
And for him to be honest and say, hey, she gave me an ultimatum and it wasn't conducive to my situation or my life. I was like, I respect that because I was in that same situation. So yeah, I think it is a little bit of DNA. It's like I said, you never know the full story unless you ask. You got to be okay with the answers that come with it.
For sure. For sure. So let's unpack it a little bit because this is not new. Women raising boys, attempting to raise men. This is not new. This is not something just happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago. This has been going on for some time now. I'm a product of a single woman, right? But I did have uncles. I had other influences in my life, right? But my generation is much different than your generation.
Sure.
Let's talk about that.
Mine's
How did
different
we get
yours.
exactly? How did the divide keep dividing and
Social
getting us to
media.
where we are today?
Technology.
You think it's technology?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, think about this. A lot of kids now. It's just all about being famous. It's all about being seen. It's less about purpose and more about I want everybody to know who I am. Like if you think about it, like for our generation, we take in way more information on a daily basis than y'all probably did.
It's more accessible. Yeah, for sure.
And that's the world that we have to operate in. So I think where the biggest disconnect is the older generations. I think they have to take a step back and be the students sometimes. Say, hey, what is it about your life, or what's going on? Like, what is the world that you're operating in? You got to look at it from a kid's perspective because it is a lot different.
Yeah.
Like y'all didn't have social media. Like you got to play outside, be outside all day, and then when the street lights came
Y'all
on,
can
you
still
came
take
in.
your ass outside.
We can.
Y'all choose not to.
Yep.
I was all for it. I was an outside kid.
We didn't have no choice.
No. Well, I
That's the
think
problem. We didn't have no choice.
It's like when
'Cause
we
your mom
started.
picked your ass out.
Oh, we said integration came.
You ain't sitting up in the
We
house.
adapted their version
Yeah.
of parenting. Ass whipping left the home, which was a great deterrent for me.
Not in my house.
You know,
Gotta
I
bring it
still
back.
put belt to ass.
that's what
needed.
I'm saying. But overall, we did put me in jail. So I told my son, I brought home my father. Miss Gabala was our new white lady. She's very, hey, if your parents strikes you, call this hotline number. I go to my house. Hey, yes, sir. What's this? Hit me again. I can call this hotline. Call them. What you mean? Call them right now. No, Daddy, I'm just saying in case you do. Call them now.
I remember the conversation I had with
He
my
told
mom.
me, if you want them to raise you, I'll whoop your ass now. You go live
Right.
with them. And if you know what a foster home is, no, that's what you're going to have. I whoop ass in this house.
Exactly.
And even when my parents divorced, my mother was the kind of person. My uncles told me, if you make her cry, I'm making you cry. And she supported that. When I was a football coach, I'm going to scream at your son. I'm yelling at my son. I said, if one of y'all mamas come here during water time and feed your son water, take his ass home.
Right.
See, that's the beautiful
That's not your
part.
baby. Trust me with your son.
Yeah.
I'm not the creep. I coach. I ain't getting paid to be with these not-here boys.
Yeah.
If I say from 4 o'clock to 6, you do what I tell you to do, and you bring your mouth in this conversation, go on. Won't take your son with you.
Yeah.
What you don't see what other boys say to him when you leave.
Exactly.
That's selfish. If he come out here, remember to toughen up. Back up and let us do our job with him. That's what changed now. It's like, no, don't hit my own. Don't yell at him. He don't like to get tackled at the ground. He's got something. But don't let him play checkers.
But do you think that because you're able to be in that boy's life, when he gets older, he's more receptive to men telling him things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's just a simple fact of, we might not like it, but it's needed. There's always a lesson behind it. And that's the beautiful part of it all. It's men get such a bad rap for how they parent. It's like, what's the message behind it? Like I think we're looking at things the wrong way. I don't like how you did it, but did you understand the message behind what I was doing?
Can I ask a question? Do you think that there is a necessity for a physical presence? I want to use the word dominance of a boy in the house or at any point in his life. Does he need to be shown?
Yeah.
Before I let you do this to me, I'll knock your teeth out your
He
mouth.
has to be.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He has to be.
When
'Cause
did that become taboo in our community?
the rise of single moms, and to your point
The
earlier,
absence of a father.
I slightly disagree. I think when women start trying to pit their sons making their sons think that they're the man of the house and they're boyfriends and being friends with them.
True
Look,
indeed.
my mom is 4'11" and mean.
Had to be.
And mean. It would smack the shit out of me today if I got out of pocket. So, you know what I'm saying? I just had that type of mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she also understood she couldn't teach me how to be a man, but she taught me about respect. Because
Not gonna
one
do it.
thing that men know, and you got to kind of have a man in the household to enforce this, when men, we are violent. And as a young man or old man, middle-aged man, it's certain things that you say to another man that is past the point of no return.
Second order.
Right.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? When you breach that line, when you cross that line, you better be ready to get equally violent. I don't care how much of a Christian man you are or whatever. It's something that words that another man can say to you that'll make you go into another mode.
Absolutely.
And I think that a lot of these young guys, because they got a whole lot of bitch assness in them, they want to chat and say words like women. Like men don't argue with women.
We'll do that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's a problem. So to your point, yeah, you got to have a man in the house to tell you and show you how to behave and move like a man.
Or at least put them in sports.
You know
if
what I
you
mean?
Don't have somebody in
It's
the
not.
house.
It's not even about sports. It's about having a roadmap of how to behave and conduct yourself as a man. There's certain things that men do, and there's certain things that men should never do.
Accurate.
And I think it's a lot of guys that had no male role model in their life. They act like bitch. They act like women. They act like females, women. You know,
Absolutely.
they have a lot of bitch assness in them. They have a lot of questionable tendencies in them.
Yeah, let's sugar in his pocket.
I'm not even gonna say
What
that,
I'm saying,
but
but like the brother said, I think with sports is when you allow a boy to not go through difficult situations, when he's gonna lose sometimes, he's gonna hurt sometimes, and you allow it's okay, it's okay, baby, you mama's baby. If your dude smell like that, you know the food, you ain't no baby no more. When he
Well-
always my baby, my point is, if the coach tells you you ain't playing this time, shut him and let the coach on the bench. Let him learn the lesson on his own. You can't learn lessons for him and expect him to get the benefit of it.
I
You
think
can't do that.
I think that's very true. But I also think when you talk about sports, and we're talking about sports and football in particular, I think the worst thing happened to your younger generation up into current day participation awards.
Right.
It's fucking winners and
so stupid.
losers.
Everybody get a trophy.
It's winners
Why are you
and
getting a trophy?
losers.
Why are you getting?
See, I'm the type of dad, little nigga, you lost.
Throw that away.
Get that shit back. Get that shit back. Get that shit back. You ain't win.
Oh,
Because that's not setting you up for life and reality. There's winners and
And
losers.
losers.
You don't fucking get a job just because you show up
nah.
with
You
your
gotta
fun
perform.
pants on
Gotta perform.
and a fucking t-shirt on.
Blood pants.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, why didn't I get the job? I showed up. All your life, you used to getting a participation award.
Yeah.
The world don't operate that way.
But America operates. Here's my thing, man. Teaching kids in other parts of the country. I asked my school is 56% Latino. So I asked my student, I said, man, if your 7-year-old brother came out in front of the family with a dress, what would father do? He'd kill him. He'd beat his 8 kills on so. All Latino boys said, and the girls, no, my father would kill him. That's not, In this country, I taught a kid from Saudi Arabia. Miss if you took 50 American, your gangsters, your little Crip, your little blood, put in a room with 5 kids from Afghanistan, 20 of your American kids and 5 of our boys will kill all your American boys. He raised a Muslim kid. He's from my country. You're required to fight.
Yeah.
Combat,
Yeah.
we're taught that.
Yeah.
He's America, that's illegal. We can't be boys. The testosterone starts surging. Sit down, be nice, be calm. Boys, every boy is ADHD. We took him, he's really so I told my son, sit your ass up and knock your ass out, sit down. And he sat down and did it.
Yeah.
So Ritalin, ADHD, okay, it might be real, but I'm saying this. If you have a consequence and hold him to that line, it wakes something up in his masculine soul that makes him say, okay, I got to stand to this right here. I got to submit to this. Military does it to a degree. Martial arts does it to a degree. It lets you know you're no bigger than the mission. You're still under somebody.
Yeah.
And that's been removed now. But boys, I can say I want to say my mama, my grandma, so. But like I said, when I was a kid, I'm 56 years old. My grandma, you couldn't come in the house when old people's in the house.
Yeah.
Raining, whatever, get out of here. What you doing here? They
Right.
all of them look at you. Smacking their head hard. Old ladies was mean, man.
Right.
Roll the stockings down in the shoes. Smack you like that.
Your ass is
Miss
show up
Bueller.
until you were summoned.
Oh, Miss Bueller, man, she'll make them cookies for you. Come here, baby, and smack. Wow, I'm in church pulling little girl's hair. I felt lightning cross my head. Wow, stop playing in church. I sat there. Couldn't even cry. You know, but I didn't do no more though. I didn't do it. She let me know.
Let's talk about hip hop's influence, right?
Get me started.
And I'm kind of torn because Jay-Z has one of the best lines ever, right? When he says, Scarface the movie did more to me than Scarface the rapper. Right now, what they're saying is the emergence of drill music, clout chasing, and the glorification of dysfunction. That's how they're describing hip hop now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're describing hip hop now. What are your thoughts on that?
The big thing with that is dysfunction gets you views. And the goal, like I said, social media plays a huge role in the younger generation's life. And dysfunction, like I said, gets you views. It gets people to see who you are. It gets you out into the world. So I think it's more of it's catchy and people like to see it. So I follow it because of that. I think it's less about the music and more about an avenue to be seen and to get the followers that I want in order to be the famous person I actually want to be overall.
Carter G. Woodson said it's an agent for the oppressor's propaganda. The world sees niggas as stupid, blind monkeys, and we show it every single day. You can step in, if I can tell all black people, before we argue, step to any predominantly black middle school, high school, elementary school, every single day. My high school, there's at least 2 or 3 fights, mostly girls. First of all, you get the leopard binded on, pajamas, yellow slippers. Her mama told her, you've been gone home 10 days. You come back, go right to the girl, fight her again. All of them take out their phone. I want y'all to break it up. The room got quiet.
Views.
You know, and when you see rapping, you got. I showed the videos in school. I cut the volume. I cut the volume off.
Right.
Let's watch the imagery.
Yeah.
Let's watch the imagery. Then I show them pictures of prison. I call public school prison practice.
For sure.
Hip hop guys got thinking, I got to be stupid, dumb, loud. My teeth is gold. I said, man, I was telling you something, brother. Have you ever had a thought in your head? You know, and I mess with them, you know, because some about our kids, until you attack them, they don't think you're serious. I said, brother, my brain cells commit suicide when you talking. You're stupid, man. What you mean? You're not saying nothing. And you pull these grades. I said, brother, you're 17. You're a sophomore. I've been in 3 years. If I sit behind a race car, am I a race car driver? No. Behind my pianist? No. Been in the building 3 years. You got 6 credits.
3 years, 6 credits.
Yeah, you 18-year-old sophomore, stuff like that. But he got his beats, he got his jeans on. So to me, hip hop glorifies stupidity. It's the soundtrack to our destruction.
Absolutely.
And it's just rampant. Some of the what's his mom? Sexy Red.
Oh,
What's the other one? Stupid
hate it.
Sukiyaki.
Suki.
Booty. What's the thing called?
My booty hole pink.
My booty, my booty pink. My booty.
Booty hole brown, man. I hate it. But that's what gets views. Like substance doesn't get views.
Yeah, stupid as she is.
It's all about instant gratification out
No,
there.
they
What's
wanna-
the quickest way to get
It's
the
to your
views I need?
point. You know, I'm an 80s baby, and I always say that I think we don't really understand the impact of media, which is really just the propaganda machine, really pushing out narratives or stereotypes. And like to your point, we sign up willingly to perpetuate these narratives. Being in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, you know, obviously we had the war on drugs. But coming out of the late 80s, early 90s, there was a very strategic approach of the type of movies that came out. Think about it.
Boys in the
Late 80s, early 90s, The Boys in the Hood,
Menace to Society.
Menace of Society. They had presidents to an to a point, right? Juice. But it was just, this is who you are. So what did that make us do, right? Like, I'm not gonna ever condemn or convict hip hop because you have a choice. The conscious shit is not publicized, it's not broadcast, it's not easily available.
It's there.
Right?
It's there.
But it's there. You just got to go for it. Yeah. But I will say, you know, cinema does have a lasting impact on you. It does. Because we just talked about Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Juice, all these movies that came out. It kind of shaped the narrative of how we walk, how we talk, what we did, what we thought was cool. It did, right? You know, in the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, it was about being hard, being a gangster, being cool, you know, being that. Now, they're pushing a whole lot of homosexuality in our community. Right? Like, they really are driving a narrative. If you're a heterosexual man or a woman, something's wrong with you.
Something wrong with you.
Right? And it's going way beyond having tolerance, right? Because we all tolerate things, but they're trying to force it and make us accept it like it's normal or it's natural. And I think that's more so a bigger problem, as we talked about in the other segment, about the blurred lines regarding gender roles, and being feminine versus masculine, right? They're erasing, they're eroding that.
Buck breaking.
In our community.
For sure.
Think about it.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Every leading character in Hollywood right now or on mainstream TV is a panty bear. It is. Think about it.
Every commercial.
Every commercial.
Man's a bumbling fool. Woman comes in with a cape on, I'll save the day, or stuff like that. You know?
Think about it. Every commercial, no matter what the brand is, there's very seldom that you see a heterosexual man and a heterosexual woman. Two guys, black and white guy. Fuck, just weird shit. Like, even when it gets down to selling Pampers. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it's selling, that's the imagery that they're forcing feeding us, right? And, you know, having a small or a school-age kid, in the schools now, they're teaching them that it's no longer normal for you to have a mom and a dad.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
What does that do to the psyche of an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, 10-year-old? When in your house, if they come from a two-parent home or whatever their situation may be, it's not what they're being forced to accept and think that's normal. That has a major impact.
Oh, for sure.
Well, like you said, to me, I know y'all don't believe I may be a hardliner sometimes.
And that's
I don't
okay.
let Snoop and all you was saying fuck the police, smack that bitch about Dr. Dre's whole album. The Chronic came out in 1992 when I was in Syracuse. Song called Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Trick. Lick my nuts on so. Now all of a sudden, who's the spokesperson of black men in this country? Snoop Dogg, everywhere. Nigga, you say you a crip. Twist my fingers, wearing dark blue. And now all of a sudden they say, what's a black man? Snoop is out there. Snoop Doggy Dogg represent what all black men are supposed to be like. You know what I'm saying? So when I was 50s with rap in the early 80s, peace, love, having fun. They sang about stuff they wanted to be. These guys, drill music, they're actually doing it.
Oh, for sure.
They're doing it because they think violence, carrying guns, they walk around with guns. I mean, big guns, automatic.
And them little ass jeans.
Yeah, skinny jeans. They can't fight a lick. They can't fight.
That's why they got guns. That's why they got guns.
That's why they carry guns, But when you ask these guys, just general stuff you think, I said, man, y'all can, you and your mom out, and your cell phone dies, tire gets, who changed your tire? A couple girls raised their hand. Who's gonna check oil? Who's gonna jump a car when it needs to jump into? None of them know how to do it. Not a clue. Just do AAA. My mama calls somebody. Exactly. My mama, And when you see what the depth of a man, we were talking about earlier, expectations. once again, these girls are ultra masculine. Their mom taught them everything, and these silly ass boys know nothing. So my thing is, it's even more important now with black boys to bring them into a fold. Look at me, we got to get some things straight right here. But my man here said, when you fighting something as powerful and as big and as constant as social media is, it's hard for them to recognize there is another reality to have. They never see it. They
So
never see it.
social media is instant gratification.
Yeah.
It's just like it gets you to where you want to be quicker instead of doing the hard work. Building the discipline, doing the steps, doing what you need to do, and actually get where you want to get and be proud of it. You rather just get to that finished product. But it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about what did you learn along the journey that will allow you, when you get to the destination, to stay there. But that's what nobody wants to do nowadays. Nobody wants to do the hard work.
No, no.
I rather put a 30-second video up, make 1 million views, get famous, and then just pray I can keep doing it over and over again.
Right.
When they don't, what you gonna do? Because like this country, you see it now, when they put a lot of my students, students, right? These dudes at 14, 15, 16 years old are certified roofers, pipe couplers, siding, cement finishers, all got jobs, 2 or 3 jobs, right? That's why you do that, man. Like myself, what do you make yourself? My parents, they scared of Donald Trump. They send them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing the other international versions of manhood, these dudes, I said, brothers, here's your question. The guys, Mr. Harris, our whole race has PTSD.
Mm.
So I asked, do you think that rap is us pretending to be something? Or is that what we are now? As y'all act like them, is this what niggas are? Are there black people and niggas? Can you all come with us? Should we let you in? You're knocking the gate right there. Hounds on your behind. We done set this community up over here. Do you let in Drell Quan with his pants down, gold teeth, and a gun in his hands? Or say, fuck that nigga, you ain't coming in here tearing this up.
Mm.
Do you let them in? As guys, most of y'all, I wouldn't trust you if I didn't kick a school bus, man.
That's because they don't know who they are anymore, though.
Yeah, they don't know. But again, the question is, do you let them in?
That's the challenge.
Please. Can you read? Nah. Can you fight? Nah. Will it work? Hell no. What you want to do with your life? Shit, my mama's like stick my grandma. No. Take up. You're not coming in. I'm sorry. So when I say when you cut our old brothers hierarchy, one of my elders said, Joe, we're like self-cleaning ovens. We got to just burn for a while. You can't correct this. How do you correct something when something is rotten? And that's a terrible thing for a black educator to say and think.
Yeah.
But when I see generations coming, I've been doing this 30 years in public schools, man. What's coming up? You think what's coming up now? You got something coming up here, man, that's going to be worse than slavery because they're already trained to act in accordance with a way the police are allowed to brutalize them. So prison not a fun place. I got a TikTok in here, prison, uncle dancing and stuff. You don't mind doing it. How do you help somebody that can't wait to get incarcerated, can't wait to get molested, can't wait to just cause havoc? That's an ugly question to pose, brother. It's ugly.
It's about finding the ones who are willing to learn, the ones who are willing to do the work. Like I said, the big thing is it's not sexy. Like doing the work is not sexy. And it's really just, yeah, like I said, there will be some people that are lost. It is what it is. But the big thing is giving everybody the opportunity to say, hey, there's another choice. This isn't your only choice. Are you willing to at least listen to it? And the ones that aren't, cool, keep doing what you do, see if it works out for you. But the ones that are like, you know what? I don't like how my life is. I don't like how I'm living. I don't want to be like this. This is just what I know. I'm willing to hear you out. But that also means from the older generation say, all right, cool, I'll also learn where you currently are and meet you where you are. And I will teach you from there. I think the disconnect is the fact that, like I said, it's like it's 2 different worlds.
Totally.
It's 2 totally different worlds. And it's like, hey, come over here. It's like, I don't know how to get there.
Mm.
Like, cool, I'll meet you halfway. Take the step.
Mm-hmm.
But that also means you're taking more steps in order to make sure that they take their first step. You gotta meet them where they are first to make sure that they understand it is okay. I've been where you were. I will be honest and open with you. Yes, I had challenges just like you did. I had growing up, it was not what you think it was. Let me show you, let me be honest about it so I can help you get from where you are to where you actually want to be.
I think that's a good point, and we'll end it there. The question we need to ask each other: are we going to keep fighting each other? Are we going to keep? Are we going to figure out a way how to rebuild?
It's all about the rebuild.
We're going to rebuild.
No choice.
No choice.
No choice. But you're building materials. You're building materials. I'm really, really hard on my students. I don't mind hurting their feelings because nobody wants to hurt these kids' feelings.
They need it.
You know? Yeah. And it was when I say black people, this generation is so used to drama and trauma. That's all they respect. I mean, boy, back so damn stupid. What's wrong with you? All right. Room black kid, everybody be quiet, time to take a test right here. They don't hear that. Shut up, take your pencil out. All right, they do that. And the white Miss Harris, you should talk to this book about our education system. Most, I think it's like 93% of all teachers in this country are white women. Molly, Katie, Kelly, Drell Quan trying to hit it. Quandrell didn't hit it. I ain't got no pencil. Well, Quandrell, please, what? Oh, Shanada, she's also. Okay, Quan, let's calm down a bit. She write him up. He in the hallway walking around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a whole ugly, sordid play that's been written out, and we just playing our part in it. And they really, that's why I asked the question before. I'm in a teacher lounge every day. A lot of them really think they're a bunch of stupid monkeys. Hey, made it today. Hey, like they just give a test. The one fought, so and so, just give a few answers, help them out, so and so. Hey, and rules are there ain't no rules anymore. There are no rules. Kid, I ain't seen him all year. I gotta give him a 50.
Well,
Gotta give it to him. What a machine won't take it, Mr. Harris. Obviously, I don't know who this kid is. Gotta give him 50.
well, that's it for today's episode. This was a heavy one, but it was a much needed conversation.
Indeed.
Where do we go from here?
I think we got to tear down what currently is and be okay with rebuilding. Be okay with it's going to take a lot of work. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to take years to do so. But we got to meet people where they are if we want them to move past their current situation.
I like
in your
that.
house. Start in your house.
And if you can't start in the house, start in the schools.
Get your tribe. Make a few that you that want some help. Feed them.